Here's my opinion on all this. First, you should know that I am a gun owner. I grew up hunting. I think that shooting targets at a gun range or hunting, frankly, is a lot of fun. But that last comment from the judge about the number of people killed and injured, that does bother me. I went to everytownresearch.org and, they are an anti-gun group with something like 10 million followers. So yes, they're very biased, but they track these things and I do trust their numbers. They report there were 636 mass shootings in America in 2022. A mass shooting, by their definition, is 4 or more people shot, not including the shooter. In those 636 mass shootings, 600 people were killed, another 2,700 wounded. And that's just last year, in 1 year in America. Now, according to Pew Research, there are roughly 83 million people in the U.S. who owns guns. So, yes, I guess you could argue in a vacuum that the number of mass shootings versus the number of gun owners in America is indeed small. But that totally ignores the consequences. Think of it like this. The number of bombs that go off in airliners is a small number compared to the number of planes that fly every day. Does that mean we should take down metal detectors and skip security at the airport? Of course not. Every one is too important. Even one explosion is one too many. Although I do think that taking off my shoes at the metal detector is a little much, but that's for a different day. The point is, the consequences are huge. We don't want bombs on planes ever. It should be the same for mass shootings. For every single person hurt or killed in one of these things, there are significant shockwaves of grief and horror that ripple out across the country. So come on. In my opinion, that is a ridiculous argument to make, Judge. The judge also says high-capacity magazine ban is meaningless because a shooter could just eject one clip and reload in a second clip in a couple of seconds. Really? I mean, maybe that happens in a video game, maybe. But in the real world, anything can happen. As they try to reload, the shooter could fumble the next clip. Someone could tackle them. Things happen. And anything that makes a mass shooting harder should be considered, in my opinion. Let's think about it in terms of suicides. There's a lot of research showing that even a single barrier stops many suicides. Things like fences on the side of bridges. It delays the impulse and the terrible action. The judge wrote, well, a motivated shooter could quickly reload during a shooting event, even if they were limited to 10 bullets in a clip. Well, Judge, a motivated shooter could also go to the black market and buy an illegal gun with a huge clip of bullets and not have to worry about reloading at all. In my opinion, it's not about how motivated they are. It's about how many barriers are in the way of someone who's on the edge of doing something awful like this, whether to do the shooting or not, whether to continue shooting or not. Now, I know that folks in rural parts of Oregon think this law is just nuts and created by the city folks, and it was created and passed by city folks. There are many parts of our state where it does make sense to arm yourself to protect yourself because the police are not going to get to your place in time. But the state constitution says we have the right to bear arms for defense of ourselves. It's about defense, not offense. It's about having a shield, not a sword. I think the judge is stretching way too far to rule this law unconstitutional. Yes, it does have problems, for sure. But in my opinion, not constitutional problems and not the problems we've been talking about here. That's my opinion anyway, and I'm not a lawyer. I could be full of it. I'm often told that by people. And you don't have to agree, but it would be great if you did communicate. So, what do you think? Email me, will you? The address is thestory@kgw.com or call and leave a voicemail. The number is 503-226-5090. I look forward to hearing from you.